Many of you have heard, probably seen a lot of posting about artificial intelligence, AI. What can it do? I mean, there's lots of things about dangers of AI, right? But more recently, I've been doing some deep dive into what can be done using AI to make your marketing that much better. It's a free tool you can sign up for. One of the biggest things that keep me away from doing a lot of marketing is time. Like, it takes a lot of time to write a post. I have the link here. I'm going to put into the chat. So there, it's chat.openai.com. So I'm here and I'm going to say, write me an email to my newsletter subscribers about the launch of my new nonfiction book, Self-Publishing Made Simple. Okay, so it spit out that whole email, right? Now I'm going to say, give it a more friendly tone.
So April, you're not inputting anything
Nothing,
recently?
nothing.
You just
Oh my
type
God.
that in?
That is insane.
Right?
See, did it blow your mind?
Yes.
Yes.
Look
My
at
jaw
this.
has just dropped. This is brilliant. I've never seen anything like this. It's insane.
Now, of course, AI it has all of this information out there. This chat box, this information within the AI that's available, it has digested some of the best written words and blogs and emails. So then I'm going to say, create a video script using this same information. Now it's remembering everything it already did for me.
But not only that, I guess I'm just getting excited, but sometimes a lot of times I write notes about things that pop into my head and I just put it in my iPhone notes section, but you could literally just copy and paste that and see what they make. Like, they can make a whole thing out of just that.
Yes.
Wow. That's insane.
Now, do you see what it just did there? Write a caption, write an engaging caption for my YouTube video about my book launch of Self-Publishing Made Simple nonfiction book.
And this is free?
Yeah, free.
And it knows Barnes & Noble and Amazon?
Yep.
This is unbelievable.
Good. Now shorten it. Now make it more clickbaity. So Amelia is asking, how do you learn the language to type into it? I just started asking it questions and asking it to write stuff for me. And it did. And then I said, and then I'm correcting it by asking, oh, I like that, but do this a little bit differently, or make it shorter, or make it longer. Okay, so and sometimes if it thinks too much, you might get an error. But this is beta and it's open, free for everybody. And it does have like, as you could tell, I had some issues trying to get in here. Sometimes the site gets a little overloaded. But now I'm back to this. If you use the link that I sent you, that one is getting me into the right place. That doesn't seem to be overloaded. So now I'll just say, create 10 social media posts about my new book launch for self-publishing made simple. This is what I did for Naira. We were like, what do we write about? I'm like, I have no clue. Let's, but this, see how it's doing it? I'm hands-free. I'm not doing anything. It is going through this.
How do you know if it gives the information to multiple people, the same information, if somebody else were to type in?
I'm asking it a unique question, and it's going and finding things, and then I can say, make it this tone or that tone, or shorten it, give me 500 words for a blog post on spine health for Kathleen. Go ahead, Kathleen, you've got your hand raised.
What about copyright? I mean, how do you know it's not copying somebody else's information and then giving it back to you, and then you use it and then you get copyright infringement? How do you protect yourself?
I would, there's a lot of debate on that these days. So I would just look at, just keep an eye open on the activities that are around AI. What I'm doing is asking it to give me some stuff, using that for ideas, tweaking it. 80% of what it gives me is what I would be doing to begin with. And so I tweak it, I add my own things to it, you add your own images, here's a good one. Give me 30 hashtags I can use for my social media posts about self-publishing. How amazing is this stuff, guys? So
it's amazing and scary at the same time.
True. Write a blog post about fairy books, about the best fairy books for kids ages 4 to 8. I have another AI tool that I also, what it allows me to do is take something I've written, paste it in, and then I just say reword, and it makes it sound better. It makes me sound smarter. But you ever just like, you've been writing something and you're stuck and you're not quite sure how to make it better? So I'll share that. I'll share a link to that tool as well, so that you can check that out. It works amazingly well. You can reword it. You can change the tone of it. You can ask it to extend, like to start with what you put there and extend the writing so that you have more words about the topic you're writing on. It's just amazing. This gives us no excuse why we cannot go in, create some emails, welcome emails, create some blog posts, create some social media, write me a pitch to my local news station about the launch of my new book, about interviewing me for the launch of my new book. anything that writing that you can ask for, maybe emails, but I would have qualms about posting these blog posts on my site. I didn't write them. Who owns them? Amelia, you know what? That's a good question. Write 200. All right. So here's something you could use it for. What are the benefits of reading aloud to kids? So if you're writing a post and you're like, you know what, I want to put the benefits, or I need the statistics about such and such, right? These are things that you can incorporate, ask it a bunch of questions, get the verbiage, create your own out of the information that it provides for you. And there's a lot of people saying that they're using AI in writing their books. So here, it's thought for a while, and now we see improved language development, increased comprehension, right? If we're writing a blog post, these are great benefits. I might, if I have an anti-bullying book, I might want to know some statistics about bullying, right? And it's going to go out and do all that research and pull some things in a very easy to use language that you can then copy and paste and use or modify. Go ahead, Kathleen.
I'd be interested to know if somebody else asked the exact same question, if they got the exact same response.
Yeah.
Yeah, good question.
Same words.
Yeah, we could test that out for sure. What ways would you use something like this? What are the things you struggle with your marketing that an AI tool like this could help with?
I just wrote a section for the activity guide in the back of our mid-grade fantasy book last week on the history of fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
And I did 4 paragraphs. And if I had this, I would have done this first, because I don't want it to write everything for me. I want to be able to use it as a research tool. Yes. And what you showed was fairly accurate for what I had done with my own research.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's a tool. Yeah,
it's not a replacement,
like seconds.
it's a tool.
Yeah, in seconds, you can absolutely use it to provide you with so much. Awesome. How about you, Pat? Go ahead. I see your hand.
I think this would be good to use to help you to write a description for your Amazon content, your ads, or even were you to want to pitch this book, maybe even to a traditional publisher, how to put a good pitch into a query. And that's what the other website that you said you were going to provide might be helpful, where you said you could write something and then put it in and maybe it would change it. Yeah, that's what I struggle with, is how do you write good content for your ads, that description, that hook. And
right. Yeah. So that is something that I've been using the AI for quite a bit. It's called pseudowrite.ai. Okay. I'm going to put it right here at the exact thing that it's currently in my URL right now. So I think I purchased or I subscribed to. It's not a free tool, but it's been so valuable. I'm just going to go to all right, so start typing or generate a first draft. So write a 500-word story about a man named, these, you can still do it with this as well. So write a, one of the things that I'm trying to figure out is ways that I can make my website copy better. So here, that bothers me. So I'll go to pseudo write and I'll paste in that. Okay. And it gives you like a maximum number of words that it can do at once. So I'm going to hit enter. And now I'm going to go here and hold on. So here, there's a rewrite button. There's a brainstorm button. It allows me to do a poem, twist some characters. I've got lots of different, like I can shift the tone of it. I can follow instructions and do a guided one, like what we just did with the other open AI. But what I'll do here is I'm going to just here. I will say, let me rewrite. I'll highlight this and say rewrite. And over here, I get the option to do a rephrase, make it shorter, make it more descriptive, show, not tell. So I'm just going to say rephrase and hit go. And so it gives me two options here to rephrase. And I've been using this to make my writing better and prepare my my self-publishing Made Simple book for editing with Bobby, because there are some places where I just don't, it's not, you know, I'm kind of stuck with how the words flow. So it makes it flow better. And I'm able to use this again, as a research tool and as a way of creating something that is just truly wonderful. If you have a problem with like showing and not telling kind of things, or you can put your stuff out there and it'll rewrite it so that you don't have that issue. Change something to a different tense, those kinds of things. You know, do you think that this might impact how editors do their work, Bobby?
I find it scary. I mean, I don't know how original everything is. I don't understand the copywriting of it. If it really does do what it looks like it does, that takes away anybody's creativity. If they're going to write a story, they'll just let the computer write the story for them. And
yeah, I would try not to go there, but I think that if we use it in a smart way, it can really be something that can help. Like I'm fine with having, you know, an email created, and then I can preview it and say, yes, this looks good. This is more my tone and what I would want. And it's been eerie how well it writes what I'm thinking in my head just by asking it that question. Kathleen,
for those uses, I think it's good for those uses, and I can see using it for advertising. But I worry about what the masses will do with it. Yeah. What kids will do with it. Why would they write a paper for school if they can have it done here?
Exactly. Yep, you're right. There's lots of debate about it. Go ahead, Kathleen.
How does it know what's in your book? Because it was writing specifics about what your book was about. So how does it know that?
I said it was a nonfiction book about self-publishing.
How did it know what it covered? I mean, your book covered all that stuff that you said. How does it know that?
It made an assumption that because the topic of it was about self-publishing, if I said that my book was about home repair, it would come up with all the topics that are part of nonfiction for that. It has so much information in its database. It's crazy. And it can process it all in a blink of an eye. Continue these discussions in the mastermind group. For those of you that are part of the mastermind, post a query, Kathleen, and just say, hey, who else, you know, go do the same query or same things in yours and see if they match. And you know, just open your mind and notice those things that are being posted out there about AI. There are AI bots that will also create images, that will create videos. The amazing developments in artificial intelligence are just going all over the place. They're everywhere. So just start experimenting, open your mind and use it in good ways, use it for good. And let's see what we can do to, like I said, in less than an hour, I have a month's worth of social media content, which I've reviewed and updated and then forwarded over to be scheduled. And now I don't have to worry about it for a month. there's no excuse for me not to spend the time doing it. Where normally my perfectionism would get in the way of like, oh, my words aren't coming out right. I'll go back to it when I'm inspired. And so I don't get that same kind of volume that I would with using something like this.